This is NHTV2, North Haven Government Television, a service of North Haven Community Television. The following program is brought to you in part through a grant from the Town of North Haven.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Catherine Smith. I'm the Commissioner of Economic and Community Development for the state of Connecticut. And boy, am I delighted to be here today in North Haven to announce the first of our next five. So think of this as the 6th of 15 first five nominations for the state. And an organization called Sustainable Building Systems. This organization is just being formed. It's a joint venture between an Arizona company, DSG, and an Australian company, the Weeks Company. And behind me, you'll see a number of representatives from these organizations who I'll introduce really quickly right now, and then most of them are going to have something to say. So first we're going to talk about, I'll be introducing Dwayne Armijo. Dwayne is right here. He's from Arizona, from SBS. Dwayne will then be introducing Peter Zetas, who's right here, from Australia. And we'll also hear from today Kevin Weeks, who's right there. And we're joined this morning as well by a couple of our local representatives. Senator Fasano is here. Thank you for joining us this morning. And Representative Dave Yaccarino. And of course, the governor is here, and he's the person that I want to introduce first. You know, he's just been an incredible advocate for economic development in the state. And I think this kind of transaction we're announcing today is exactly in the sweet spot of what Connecticut should be doing: precision manufacturing and job growth. So with no further ado, let me introduce the governor, Governor Malloy.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I want to thank Catherine and her team of really inspired individuals who have worked day and night to bring jobs to the state of Connecticut. Just by way of background, the first five program, that's the first five, and now this, of course, will be the sixth, but the first five heretofore has helped us retain 8,449 jobs and promises to create an additional 3,048 jobs in the state of Connecticut over the next few years. In addition to the companies that we're celebrating the success of, we have to acknowledge that the combined investments made through this program totaled $658 million being inserted into our economy, compared to an investment of under $128 million of state money. We are leveraging very successfully private investment through this program and generating jobs and other economic activity within our state. That's why today is a very important day. I also, before I say anything else, want to thank the First Selectman and our legislators from the area. To work with this First Selectman is an absolute joy. He knows business. He works tirelessly, and he's been a great advocate for this community, and so I just want to acknowledge your work. And it's okay with you that we get this building back in use? Okay, I just wanted to make sure, it is quite a complex. I'm told that this goes back for a series of 4 additional envelopes. It's been empty for a period of time. To see it restored to appropriate usage is very important. So the announcement that the Weeks Group, the 31st largest company in Australia, and Diverse Services Group, a company based in Arizona, are teaming to establish a Sustainable Building Systems Group here in Connecticut is great news for our state. Sustainable Building Systems will bring precision steel construction and other sustainable building products to Connecticut and beyond. And with this announcement, 408 jobs will be created here in North Haven within the next 4 years. In the last century, the steel industry was the backbone of our nation, providing jobs and helping to build the middle class. Companies like Sustainable Building Systems represents the next evolution within that industry. By embracing 21st century technology, what's old is becoming new again, and green manufacturing jobs represent the future. This startup is poised for success in an industry that is seeing its market size grow annually. The value of green building construction grew 50% between 2008 and 2010, not exactly a stellar time in our economy here in the United States. It now represents 25% of all new construction activity. And it's no surprise that they chose to establish Connecticut as its home. No other state has the highly productive and educated workforce that Connecticut has, the unmatched quality of life, or the competitive business environment which we promise. The First 5 program is working. It's giving Connecticut a significant advantage in attracting the top companies from around the world and allowing them to grow and expand operations here. More importantly, it's creating new opportunities for our residents. Make no mistake about it, this startup could potentially have established its headquarters anywhere in the world. One parent company based in Australia, the other in Arizona. They chose North Haven, Connecticut as the home for this operation. I want to thank DSG and the Weeks Group for choosing Connecticut and investing in our state's future. I also want to extend my congratulations to all involved in making this happen. This is a great moment for the state of Connecticut. What is clearly happening in Connecticut is we are creating jobs, thousands of jobs since I became governor of the state of Connecticut. That job success is leading additional people to join the hunt for work in our state. We're seeing people come back seeking employment that had quite frankly given up. That's a good thing because we are going to supply those jobs over a period of time for people who are seeking employment in our state. So congratulations, gentlemen, to your great combination of companies and the creation of this new one. Congratulations to all the residents within shouting distance. This is an exciting opportunity brought to us by a great team led by Catherine. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Governor. Next, we're going to hear from some of the executives of this newly formed company, and we're going to start with Dwayne Armejo. And Dwayne is a military veteran with 30 years of experience as an entrepreneur in building new and sustainable types of building features. So I know you're going to be interested to hear about what their business plan is. So Dwayne.
Thank you. Diverse Services Group started out to design a better way to build. And working with companies like BASF, organizations like the U.S. Green Building Council, we started to looking at new products, technologies, and systems. What you'll see here at Sustainable Building Systems is a new systems approach to construction. The backbone of the product line is expanded polystyrene and light gauge steel. The brains of the product line is a smart program developed by the Weeks Group in Adelaide, Australia. Now, with this systems approach, we're able to provide to the construction industry a system that reduces cycle times. It also reduces your life cycle costs, reduces your energy consumption for heating and cooling on average by 50%, while all the time doing it at a competitive price with standard building technologies. We are extremely excited to have our new home here, to be bringing 400 jobs here to New Haven. We're also working on a Veterans First initiative that will help our veterans to be trained to work not only in our factory, but provide us field services outside of this. Now, this has been a team effort, and it's gone on for a long time. And I'd be remiss if I didn't reach out to everybody and tell everybody hi. The way this started is Tim Moynihan from right down the street in Waterbury had the insight to call me and tell me that he thought there may be a program here in Connecticut that could help us to move our business forward. Tim invited me up and introduced me to Armando Paulini. And Armando has been the captain of the ship. He's kept everybody rowing in the same direction. The commissioner and her staff, Mr. Angelo, Dave Raccio, they've mentored us through this entire program. And the DSG guys, headed by Steve Williams, they've done a great job. There was boxes to be checked, and they always worked with the DECD to get those boxes checked and do it quickly. Kevin Weeks and his staff in Adelaide saw an opportunity to be part of something special, and as partners, they have provided resources and technologies that have helped us bring this product to market probably 2 or 3 years sooner than we were able to do so. We've got Ralph Calabrese, Joe Cosi, our new landlord. I told Joe today we'll laugh about this sometime, and we will, guys. So it has been a huge team effort, and everybody has, I can't thank everybody enough. So thank you. Oh, and my beautiful wife, Amanda.
Oh boy, it does take a family too. Next, I want to introduce Peter Zetas from down under, if you will. Peter, welcome.
Thank you. Thank you. Commissioner, distinguished guests, State of Connecticut and the press, as we say in Australia, g'day, welcome to, I guess, the new corporate headquarters in the US for Sustainable Building Systems. Connecticut has seen the partnership and goals of two groups, DSG, as Dwayne put forward, and SBS International, as SBS International continues to grow its global operations. We are delighted at the, actually we're excited, sorry, I apologise for that. We're excited at the opportunity to expand our operations here in the US from Connecticut, and we are delighted at the opportunity available through the First Five program of Governor Malloy. We are very proud to be part of that program. In addition, we think Connecticut is very strongly positioned as a strong state for housing growth and other programs that we are endeavouring to pursue in these markets. Again, thank you for being here, and I'll pass you over to Kevin Weeks. Actually, it's back to Commissioner, but for the Weeks group.
Thank you, Peter, for that introduction. Governor Malloy, I'd like to thank you personally for this program, the First Five program. We wouldn't be here if it wasn't for Governor Malloy and the First Five program, and we wouldn't be here if it wasn't for Dwayne and DSG. They approached us some time ago in relationship to our technology and thought that we could put a marriage together that was made in heaven. And there's no question that the products that we have are superior in the marketplace and will give us an edge with our competition internationally. And we also look forward to having Connecticut as our headquarters for the US. The US is a market that we have always wanted to be involved in, and this has given us an opportunity to be involved in what we see as a very smart state. And when I look around Connecticut, and I've had a little bit of time to do some research, and I've done a lot of research on YouTube on the governor and all of the support staff in the government, and I'm very impressed with what I see. And there's no question that we have a product and a service that will see us fill this empty building. And from a business perspective, there's nothing worse than looking at an empty building, is there? So we are very confident that in the coming months and years that this building, as large as it is, I think it's in our language 38,000 square metres, which I think is 385,000 square feet approximately, and this will be booming. There will be people working here, but not only will they be working on the factory process, which will be trained by our company. Our people will come here and train and then go back to Australia. This is about American jobs, it's not about Aussie jobs. And also the extension of what we see as our globalisation of our company, and that is in the design and engineering of our product. Now, because of the system and because it's a computer-based program, computer-based manufacturing and design, we can design our homes, we can design our commercial buildings anywhere we like in the world. We are choosing to do that here in Connecticut. And there's a very good reason for that. And it's because you have a great deal of wealth in your education system here and the smarts to see it through. We currently have a design centre in Australia. One of the problems we have in our country is we can't find enough qualified people to fill those roles. We also have a design centre in India, and the problem with the Indian design centre is they don't really understand the way we build and the building technology. So we are delighted to be in an English-speaking country with people who are very similar to ourselves, and we're delighted to be in a bigger market, a market of 300 million people. In our country, our factory employs 200 to 300 odd people. The additional people outside is around 500 to 700 subcontractors. So in total, well over 1,000 people, and that's expanding. And we're in a population of 23 million. Now, I was told I had 35 seconds, so I'm giving it away. I'd just like to thank all those involved, and once again, thank you, Governor Malloy. It's an absolute pleasure to be here. Thank you for coming, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you, Kevin, very much. Well, you know, you can tell that we're really excited about having this team join us. They're a group of very committed, dedicated people with a great vision for the future for their business. I next want to introduce the first selectman. The governor mentioned that he's been a great partner, and I will say that directly from my team. We've been working on this and hopefully more opportunities to come, but he's been a great partner to us. So, first selectman, Michael Friedman.
Thank you very much, Catherine. I'd like to extend a personal thanks to Governor Dannel Malloy, the entire Connecticut DECD, Catherine and her team. They've truly been a joy to work with. We're working on multiple projects with them here in North Haven, and without their support, sometimes the advancement of economic development could be very, very difficult. So I'm very grateful to the governor and to the state for the support that they've given us. I'd like to thank Senator Len Fasano and State Representative Dave Iaccarino, who work with me very closely here in North Haven to advance the overall aspect of our town, including economic development. We have a wonderful opportunity here, ladies and gentlemen. This wonderful corporation that's joining the corporate fabric family here of North Haven will truly not only add jobs, but be an integral part of our community. I've committed to their executives that I'll work very closely with them to integrate them into the rest of the business community, to open up relationships for them with the local colleges in the area, and I truly believe that the synergy and the multiplier effect of this wonderful initiative here in North Haven will deliver great things for the future. I'd also like to thank Joe Kochi from the Mountain Development Company. Richard Lopresti, our EDC chairman, and I have worked very closely with Joe for the past 2 years. Joe's been a great partner. This is a wonderful building. He's truly a professional, and we've enjoyed working with him. And this, ladies and gentlemen, to me, represents a symbolic representation of how good government should work, working together with the state of Connecticut in a bipartisan fashion to deliver a final product here that will benefit everybody. Once again, I'd like to thank Governor Dannel Malloy, the entire DECD. It's truly a pleasure to work with the state of Connecticut. Thank you.
Thank you very much. So, that brings to a close our formal remarks. The governor is going to take a few questions and maybe some of the executives as well. But before I turn the podium over to them, I just wanted to mention that Joe, who was just mentioned, has offered to give some tours of the space right after we're finished here. So, Joe, where are you? Can you raise your hand? There, back here. So where do you want people to gather? Right around someplace, right around over there when you're ready to go on a tour. But let me turn it over to the governor to take any questions we might have.
Okay. Yes. Well, it is a series of loans and advancements that are forgiven as specific targets are made. I think roughly 19.1 million. 19.1 million. And that's 2% loans that ultimately are forgiven if they reach the total of 408 jobs. Obviously, there'll be a fair amount of other activities involved in getting the building ready. So, but the permanent jobs are the ones that we measure. Yep. Well, you know, we're working every day, day and night. We have a large number of companies that we are working with now. Routinely, I've been asked when we were going to get to manufacturing. Obviously, this is a very big step in manufacturing, and quite frankly, the kind of manufacturing which is a sweet spot for us. We have a number of manufacturers. We have a number of other industries that we continue to have discussions with. We have, through the First 5 program, identified companies that did not necessarily qualify for First 5 status, but have already announced that they're coming as part of other economic development efforts that we have underway. I would tell you, if you actually read the business pages over the last few weeks, we've announced several operations moving to Stamford, including a 50-person firm moving from Oklahoma to Connecticut. This is a very big announcement. There are other economic development activities that are being reported on a regular basis. Having said all of that, listen, our economy took a terrible hit And a lot of people became discouraged about the job market and, in fact, left the active search for employment. But we're turning that around as we speak. We've created thousands and thousands of jobs over the last 18 months, and I think headwinds aside, I mean, I do keep an eye on Europe. I do keep an eye on what's happening in China. I think we'll get through all of this, and we'll continue to grow our economy pretty actively. In 2011, Connecticut's economy, measured by state total output, grew faster than 41 states. There's a range of salaries. I don't.
Usually don't disclose.
Yeah, we don't. Suffice it to say that it will more than pay for that. This transaction coming to fruition at 408 jobs will more than pay for itself. Yes. What's your timeline on?
We'll be fully operational in about 12 months, but we'll phase the plan in starting about 6 months from now and fully operational in 12.
Okay. Anyone else? All right, listen, let's go on a tour. Thank you.
The preceding program was brought to you in part through a grant from the Town of North Haven. To order a DVD copy of this program, call 203-234-0025 or visit our website at nhtv.com.